The OnePlus 60 has arrived. So let's take a quick look at the new OnePlus 60. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from bmom.com and the brand new OnePlus 60 is here. Well, we have it here with us, so where's the OnePlus 60? The OnePlus 60. This here is the brand new OnePlus 60 and there's a lot to talk about here. But before we do that, a huge shout out to Bank Bazaar for sponsoring this video. Bank Bazaar is your one-stop solution for all your banking needs, including credit cards and a lot more. I'll talk more about Bank Bazaar at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about the OnePlus 60. So like every year now, the T version of the OnePlus flagship has arrived, and this time the T in the 60 stands for trendy. The OnePlus 60 follows a number of different trends from the smartphone world. Some are nice and some, well, not so much. Okay, so one of the biggest changes in the 60 from the 6 comes in the form of the new notch. The 60 comes with the new trendy teardrop notch design, and it's obviously a better notch. It's less intrusive, looks cool, and even though there is still an option to hide the notch, I don't think you're going to need it. The teardrop notch and the smaller bezels on the bottom chin make up for a beautiful front on the OnePlus 60. There's a bigger 6.41-inch optic AMOLED display, and while it's still 1080p, it's AMOLED, so it's vibrant and beautiful. Plus, I like the fact that the OnePlus 60 comes with the latest Gorilla Glass 6 protection, which is set to survive multiple drops and drops from higher heights better. I think it's one of the few phones in India to pack in the Gorilla Glass 6, so that's great. There's even more to the front here, and as you must have probably noticed, there's the new in-display fingerprint scanner here. The fingerprint scanner here is a lot like the scanner on phones like the Vivo V11 Pro and the Vivo Nex. There are these cool animations that you can choose from. I like the Cosmos animation, but if you're not a fan of these effects, there's no way to disable it, so there's that. Anyway, so I'm sure you're wondering if the in-display fingerprint scanner here is fast enough. First of all, the setup process is still very slow, just like on other phones with in-display scanners. So that's something you'll have to contend with. However, the unlock speed of the scanner is pretty fast. It's obviously not as fast as the physical scanner on the 6, but it gets pretty close. Compared to the Vivo V11 Pro's in-display scanner, the scanner on the OnePlus 60 definitely feels faster so far, but there's one weird little issue we have noticed. So the fingerprint scanner here is nice and fast when we have the official wallpaper set on the lock screen and the home screen, but the moment a new third-party wallpaper is set, the fingerprint scanner seems to slow down just a bit, and it's fairly noticeable. I'm not sure if this is wallpaper gate or something, but if this is an issue, I'll get back to it in a full review. Moving on, apart from the changes we just talked about, the 60 looks a lot like the 6 with the same glass back and finish. But there's another trend OnePlus is following with the 60, and that's removing the headphone jack. Yes, the OnePlus 60 is the first OnePlus phone without a headphone jack. OnePlus bundles the headphone dongle in the box, thankfully, and they have announced a new Type-C headset, but it's still disappointing to see the headphone jack go away on a massy phone like the OnePlus 60. Anyway, OnePlus is making up for the lack of a headphone jack by including a larger battery. Yes, the OnePlus 60 finally moves on from the 3300 mAh battery on the 6, 5T and 5. The 60 comes with a larger 3700 mAh battery, which should make the 60 a longer lasting phone than any of its predecessors. I'm all in for bigger batteries, even though the OnePlus 60 feels a little heavier than the OnePlus 6, but what's even more impressive is the fact that the OnePlus 60 takes the same amount of time as the OnePlus 6 to get fully charged. Now that's super impressive. Then there's the cameras, which on the specs front remain the same. We have the same 16 plus 20 megapixel dual camera setup on the back, and OnePlus has apparently used a new algorithm in the 60 for better photos. Well, as of now, I feel the photos from the 60 are similar to the 6 and not exactly a huge improvement or even improvement. OnePlus also claims to have improved the portrait mode, but I haven't really noticed any improvements from the 6. Having said that, there's a new night mode here that, like Pixel 3's night sight, takes a few seconds of exposure to capture as much light as it can. Okay, so let me show you some shots. As you can see, it's super impressive here. The difference here is massive. But in this next photo, Anmol here is just out of focus. So yeah, it's rather inconsistent right now, but I'll be testing it out more and putting it against the Pixel 3 and P20 Pro's night mode in our full review. On the front too, the specs remain the same. So there's the same 16 megapixel sensor here, but the selfies from the 60 look much better than the OnePlus 6. Just look at these photos. The OnePlus 60 selfies are just better with better clarity, detail and sharpness, so this is definitely an improvement. On the video front, the 60 has the same OIS plus EIS combo with video recording support of up to 4K at 60 FPS. There's also support for super slow motion videos, with the 60 capable of recording 1080p videos at 240fps and 720p videos at 480fps. So nothing really has changed on the video front, but that's not a problem. Moving on to the things under the hood, there's no change when it comes to the processor, RAM or storage. The OnePlus 60 is powered by the Snapdragon 845 with up to 8 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of storage, which is the usual. Having used a lot of OnePlus phones, I have come to expect great performance, so I don't think the 60 will disappoint on that front. Plus, there's a new Smart Boost feature built into Oxygen OS which improves app launching speed by storing data from the apps in the RAM. I haven't really noticed any huge difference or any difference whatsoever, and that's mainly because the 60 is a really smooth phone. But it's always good to know that there's a boosting feature, going on in the back. Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 60 comes with Android 9 Pie, and along with all the Android Pie features such as the new gestures, adaptive battery, adaptive brightness and a lot more, the 60's Oxygen OS build also has improved OnePlus gestures. The swipe up to home, the swipe up to hold for multitasking and the back gesture remain the same, but now there's finally a gesture to switch between apps and it's decently intuitive. There's also a new gesture which lets you long press on the power button to trigger the Google Assistant, which can be pretty handy. Apart from that, it's the usual Oxygen OS with most useful features like the super fast face unlock, the native app locker, and all of that in a bloat-free and stock Android experience. So a lot of people love that, including me. So that was a quick look at the new OnePlus 60, and while it's definitely an appealing smartphone, it's not as impressive as other OnePlus flagships of the recent past. When the OnePlus 60 arrived in our offices, most of us in our team had the same reaction. It's okay, it's fine. And that's majorly because the OnePlus 60 does not seem like a huge upgrade. I know there's the new notch, the new in-display fingerprint scanner, but it's not a big deal really, and with the competition now featuring the likes of the Pixel 2 XL and the LG G7 ThinQ, I'm sure you're wondering if you should buy the OnePlus 60 or not. Well, we'll have the answer to that in our full review, so stay tuned for that. If you do plan on buying the OnePlus 60, Bank Bazaar can make buying it with a credit card a lot easier. Well, you just download their app, fill up some details like your contact information, if you have any existing credit cards, etc. And then Bank Bazaar shows you a bunch of cards you can choose from. You can pick whichever one you like and apply for one with zero paperwork, and that's it. It's so simple. So what are you waiting for? Download the Bank Bazaar app right now from the link in the description down below. Well, those are my initial thoughts on the new OnePlus 60, but what do you think? Tell us in the comment section below. Also, if you have any questions around the OnePlus 60, make sure to comment below and we'll answer them in a full review, which is coming soon, by the way, so stay tuned for that. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who have been waiting for the OnePlus 60. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.